Hello Scorpio, Joe here, and thank you for joining me for your mid-March 2021 reading. This is a timeless reading, but you're meant to see it when you're meant to see it, okay? This is a reading about what your future self wants you to know right now. It's so whenever you're seeing this, whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling and thinking, we're going to try and connect and get messages from your future self that are going to help you to get a better understanding of your current circumstances and where you are heading. So keep in mind, this isn't going to be everybody's story. It just can't be. So if it's not your story, that's okay. There's always another message at another time that might be better suited for you. So we're going to pull a number of cards here, and we're going to then get to the tarot cards, and we're going to talk about what the message is, Scorpio. So Scorpio, you have Between Worlds. Look at that. That's nice. It's beautiful, Scorpio. You're in a transition. It flew out. And a blessing to find your way. I'm going to pull one of these winged affirmations for you. The Thunderbird. Nice. Courage, strength, perseverance, endurance coming through for you. And we need an astrology card, Scorpio. And once we get through with this, we'll move to the tarot and talk about your reading. Eighth house, endings and beginnings. I kind of felt like there was this feeling of an ending that has recently taken place for you, and there's this feeling of sadness going on right now, Scorpio, in your life. And your future self wants you to know that you're moving on to better things when it comes to love and romance and relationships, and it's actually not too far around the corner. Some of you might have been feeling like you've been alone for a little too long, and you're starting to get a little bit uncomfortable with being just by yourself all the time. And so this is an ending to a time, a period of loneliness, and in that, you know, it's like time to step out and look out into the world with a new perspective, okay? You have the Hermit, exactly what I was saying. It's like you've been alone for such a long time, and that time is ending. You're coming out of the dark and going into the world of color here with the Between Worlds. And you know, you may feel like you're uncertain or unsure about this. Your future self is trying to tell you that it's okay to not know exactly where you're going or what you're doing. And what matters is that you're taking a step out of this ending and going ahead and finding your way with this new beginning. And I do feel like this is a situation where you've made up your mind that it's time to stop isolating and stop the period of soul searching is over with, and maybe you've lingered too long in that, and so it's taken you some time to work up the courage to make the decision to step out and put yourself out there. And so if you're worried about how you might be received when it comes to putting yourself out there, it's one of those things that the fear of doing something is always much greater than the act itself, and we always tend to make a big deal out of really nothing when it comes to a fear of the unknown. And so this blessing to find your way, it's just telling you to take a step and move forward here. Your future self wants to understand that this is a conscious decision and choice that you are making here with the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands coming up, to walk through that door. And even though you may not know the way to where you're going, you may not know exactly where you're heading, you're leaving behind a number of a number of things in your life that brought you to this kind of period of isolation. So there was this healing with the Hermit, Scorpio, that took place over a period of time, and now that time of healing is over with, and you're moving on to better times. So let's talk about this. You have a soulmate relationship coming up here in your reading. So there are some of you, Scorpio, out there who felt like you were never going to love again, or that love just maybe wasn't for you. Maybe you felt like you just weren't good at love and relationships. But your future self wants you to understand that you have gone through some relationships for a reason, and in that is to show you what it is that's good for you and what you truly want in a partner. And so what this is saying is it's your time for that soulmate relationship to come through. You're leaving the grays of life with this Hermit card, okay, and you're going into a world of color here. All right, so that world of color is kind of popping up in this reading, and this is asking you to take a brave step forward. It's time to be assertive and put yourself out into the open. You may feel a little worried and scared to do just that, especially if you don't know exactly what you're going to do. All you know is that it's time to come out of isolation and go after what is deep within your heart and your soul that you want for yourself, for your life, Scorpio, moving forward. So you do have this blessing to find your way through this time. And the Thunderbird, this is all about the journey and taking courage. I know there's a glare here, but taking courage and taking the journey with anticipation of good things to come through. So I'll read this affirmation at the end for you, okay? And then you have the 8th house. This is all the endings and beginnings. It talks about endings and beginnings in your life, and this is a period of an ending and a new beginning right now for you, Scorpio. And what your future self wants you to know is it's time to take a step through that door, to make that conscious decision to emerge from that isolation, that soul searching, that hermit mentality where we kind of lock ourselves up away from the world. And part of this might be pandemic related. You might have felt very isolated, and you've probably spent a good amount of time not putting yourself out there. And like I said earlier, you might have become a little too tired of being just by yourself, getting a little uncomfortable being alone all the time. And so this is about that conscious decision that you're making to take a move forward and to see what's out there. But it is an active role that you have to take, and that active role is going through the door, okay? And that's the door for you, the 2 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands here is showing up. It's this is, to me, represents a fear that you have of putting yourself out there. That 5 of Wands is all about interpersonal relationships and harmony and getting along, and you may be worried that you're going to find yourself just not clicking or not vibrating with other people, being of like-minded. And so you might feel like you've spent so much time alone here, Scorpio, that you don't know if you're going to fit in, how you're going to be accepted or received, putting yourself out there. So, but you have the King of Pentacles here, and so this is saying that it's time for you, Scorpio, to get on your own throne. Put yourself out there. That crow is spreading its wings here for everyone to see, and so this is about your beautiful self. It's also expressing your well-being, your mental and emotional well-being. It's about your stability going forward here on a new journey. So you might have spent quite a bit of time alone, and now you are going to be kind of like getting a little bit of recognition if you go through that door. The anticipation of how is this going to turn out if I do this? Am I going to fail? And this is saying you're not going to fail, that you're going to be recognized, and you're going to attract new people into your life. So if you're looking for that love and that soulmate relationship, Scorpio, it's very much coming toward you, but you have to take that active step to move forward. That between worlds, it's like you're in the transition right now, coming out of the grays and going into a world of color. I'm going to read the affirmation, Scorpio. It says, you're meant to take a journey. It may be an inner journey, an outer journey, and you will have spiritual protection on your quest. Your current soul journey includes an experience of initiation. A challenge becomes a soul victory as you gain wisdom and awareness of your courage, strength, and other inner resources. A new chapter will begin for you, signaling the end of a time of struggle and a dawning of a more positive time. Successful chapter in your life. Open your heart and mind with optimism as a significant blessing and gift of grace is heading your way. So Scorpio, I think that really just tells the entire story right there. This is a journey you're going on, and this is an active role that you are having to take to initiate this journey. And I think it's going to be very good for you. I think that this feeling of being vulnerable, I think the most important thing to say is your higher self or your future self wants you to know that though you may feel vulnerable, the energy of the Thunderbird, it's like this protection. You're going to find your way, and you're coming out of the gray and going into the light, the bright, colorful vibrance that exists out there. So embrace the ending, this conscious decision to go in pursuit of what makes you feel good and feel alive inside. So this is a time of emergence for you, Scorpio. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. If this was your story, let me know below. I hope it spoke something to you, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.